Imagine you're boarding a flight in New York. You fasten your seatbelt, the engines roar to life. And 18 hours later, you step off the plane in Sydney, Australia. No layovers, no refueling, just one continuous flight across 12,000 kilometers of ocean, sky, and time zones. That's no longer a fantasy. It's a goal China is actively working toward. To understand the scale, imagine flying across the Atlantic Ocean, twice without stopping. That's the kind of distance this new Chinese jet is aiming to cover. And here's what's truly surprising. This jet isn't being developed by Boeing or Airbus, the aviation titans we're all familiar with. It's being built in China, a country that's now rewriting the rules of the aviation industry. And no, this isn't just about slapping on a bigger fuel tank. Ultra-long flights stretch the limits of everything: aerodynamics, fuel efficiency, engine durability, and cutting-edge materials. The aircraft must be light enough to glide, strong enough to last, and efficient enough to squeeze the maximum energy from every drop of fuel. Think engines that burn 20% less fuel. Materials stronger than steel, but lighter than aluminum. Wings designed by AI to slice through air like a scalpel. If this jet becomes a reality, it could make today's airliners look like slow relics from a bygone era and flip the entire aviation industry upside down. So how did China pull so far ahead? While the world was focused on Boeing and Airbus battling for dominance, China was quietly building an aviation empire, one part, one engine at a time. It all began with Comac, China's state-backed aircraft maker. For years, critics dismissed its work as unoriginal or clunky. But behind the scenes, China was laying the foundation for something much bigger. In 2017, Comac unveiled the C919, China's first domestically built passenger jet meant to rival Boeing's 737 and Airbus's A320. At a glance, it seemed ordinary. But the real breakthrough wasn't in the plane itself. It was what it symbolized. China no longer had to depend on Western aircraft makers. China wasn't just building planes, it was pouring money into every aspect of aviation. Hypersonic research, jet engine development, aerospace-grade materials. Over $300 billion went into research centers, test labs, and wind tunnels. Meanwhile, the West was slowing down. Boeing was reeling from the 737 MAX crisis, with both trust and innovation taking a hit. Airbus held its ground but chose to refine existing models rather than push boundaries. China, on the other hand, was thinking long-term, like constructing a skyscraper while others debated the elevator buttons. Now that quiet revolution is turning into something loud. What makes this new jet so special? It's not just about flying farther, it's about breaking the physical constraints that have held back aviation for decades. Let's start with the engines. Traditional jet engines waste a lot of fuel, especially on long routes, but China is introducing next-gen turbofan engines. Smarter, cooler, and more efficient. These engines could reduce fuel consumption by more than 20%, allowing planes to fly farther without the extra weight of additional fuel. It's like a car suddenly getting double the mileage, while still driving at full speed. Next up, the body. Most commercial jets are made of aluminum. It's light and strong, but not enough for what China envisions. Instead, they're using composite alloys, carbon fiber mixed with advanced polymers. These materials are lighter than aluminum, stronger than steel, and perfect for long-haul durability. And then, there's the design. China is using AI-driven software to shape the jet's wings and body for optimal performance. These aren't just theoretical shapes. They're tested in wind tunnels that simulate real-world flying conditions. The result? Aerodynamic surfaces that slice through air with minimal resistance, cutting drag and saving even more fuel. When all these innovations come together, you don't just get a better plane. You get one that outsmarts physics itself. But this isn't just about engineering brilliance. It's about power. Who controls the skies? This jet is a strategic move, because in today's world, dominating the skies means dominating the future. If China can build the most advanced long-range jet, it won't just be selling airplanes. It will be setting the rules, deciding who gets the best deals, who gets spare parts, and who gets left behind. It's a replay of the 5G drama. China's Huawei overtook the West, and suddenly nations became reliant on Chinese networks. Now imagine the same scenario, but with airplanes. And it's not just about business. It's about influence. China's Belt and Road Initiative already spans Asia, Africa, and Europe. Now imagine a Belt and Road 2.0, one that includes Chinese-built airports and fleets of Chinese jets. Need a runway? China builds it. Need affordable planes? China provides them on its own terms. It's like a global chess game. And while the West debates the rules, China's already planning 3 moves ahead. Planes become more than just transportation. They become tools of diplomacy. A country that buys Chinese jets might also depend on China for training, maintenance, and financing, locking them into long-term relationships. That's a serious risk for the United States and Europe. They could lose access to emerging markets hungry for cheaper, longer-range travel. So while this may look like an aviation success story, it's actually about global strategy. And China is playing to win. So what happens to existing airlines? If China's jet really can fly farther, faster, and cheaper, it won't just hurt Boeing and Airbus. It could completely disrupt how airlines operate. Take the hub-and-spoke system used by big airlines like Delta, Lufthansa, and Emirates. Today, passengers are funneled through hubs like Atlanta, Frankfurt, or Dubai before reaching their destination. It's inefficient, but necessary, because most planes can't do ultra-long routes non-stop. But what if they could? Imagine a Chinese jet flying non-stop from London to Perth, a grueling 14,000-kilometer journey, with no layovers in Singapore or Doha. Travelers would skip connections, and that one route could drain traffic and profits from airlines that rely on those stopovers. Now imagine this jet being sold to smaller budget airlines. They'd leapfrog legacy carriers, offering cheaper, faster direct flights. No delays, no layovers, no hidden fees. Passengers would gladly make the switch. And it's not just passengers, it's cargo too. Companies like FedEx and DHL currently depend on stopover hubs to connect shipments. But what if a Chinese freight jet could fly directly from Shenzhen to Sao Paulo in one continuous flight? That's faster delivery, lower costs, and fewer middlemen. In short, this single aircraft has the power to reshape the entire world of air travel and tip the balance of global power along with it. Kindly hit the like button, subscribe, and comment for more.